Back in 2013, I wrote this song and recorded it after I wrote it. And what it amounted to is there's all this big buildup, Christmas, the most wonderful day of the year. And then it's there, it's gone. And so I always felt that there should be, I wanted to feel that more longer. Actually, I wanted to carry it through me through the years. So I asked family members and a friend or so, in a few words, what Christmas meant to them. And so I took those things and I put it together into this song called A Christmas Heart. Now that Christmas is over, we're at the start of a new year. So slowly it comes, quickly it passes, celebration of a family's tradition. So long ago, a child was born with the love, joy, and hope we hold dear. So precious are the memories that pull family and friends together and travel to places past and present, no matter the weather. This year I wanna carry with me the feeling and the meaning the spirit of Christmas brings. The sigh of contentment, the magic of the grace, wonder, joy, peace, happiness, and love that makes my heart sing. I remember the anticipation of gifts wrapped, placed under the tree with care. The family time, the joy and the love that we all share. I still feel the Christmas carols we love to hear and sing. The children's mystery, wonder, and excitement of the gifts that Santa Claus brings. This year I wanna carry with me the feeling and the meaning the spirit of Christmas brings. The sigh of contentment, the magic of the grace, wonder, joy, peace, happiness, and love that makes my heart sing. The candy canes, the Christmas tree, the decorations and the smell of pine, the magic, timeless wonder of innocence, the children's sounds of Christmas time. 3 wise men followed a star from afar, the precious gift of a child through the ages to where we are. This year I wanna carry with me the feeling and the meaning the spirit of Christmas brings. The sigh of contentment, the magic of the grace, wonder, joy, peace, happiness, and love that makes my heart sing. This year I wanna carry with me the feeling and the meaning the spirit of Christmas brings. The feeling and the meaning the spirit of Christmas brings. Thank you. Thank you.
David Schroeder is a clinical and spiritual social worker and professional life coach with over 25 years experience in human development fields. In his private practice transition pathways, David offers a variety of techniques to assist individual couples and groups in removing their emotional blocks, and Lord knows we have them, finding healthy pathways to love, higher awareness, and greater potential. He conducts workshops and retreats on topics such as spirituality and self-esteem, the path to consciousness relationship, the power of being, and more. David is also the author of his book, Just Be Love, Messages on the Spiritual and Human Journey. He conducts workshops around the book themes. He also offers psychic readings. He lives in Grand Rapids with his loving wife, Therese. Where's Therese? Is she here today? There you are, Therese. He enjoys traveling and exploring sacred sites around the world. He values helping others, time with his family, friends, walks in nature, meditation, and connecting with Source. In David's own journey, he has learned the importance of self-love, acceptance, and honoring his perfection with his imperfections. You want to say hello?
Good morning. Pleasure to be with you. My wife and I, we sat in the Course of Miracles group this morning, so I've already caused havoc here in a wonderful way. So I appreciate the discussion, guys. It was fun. So this morning's sermon is entitled, Wise Men Still Seek Him. And so I'm going to take you on a little journey of over 2,000 years. There were 3 wise men that traveled to a town of Bethlehem to bear witness and to honor the birth of the Christ child. They followed a star, but more importantly, they followed their heart. They bring gifts of gold, and gold is a symbol of kingship. Jesus being the king on earth. They bring the gift of frankincense, a holy oil symbolizing divinity, God-like. That was Jesus. And they bring myrrh, an enabling or an embalming oil to symbolize his suffering and ultimate death. Wise men indeed they were. For how did they know that they were going to witness the birth of a king? How did they know that this child was a child of God and the Son of God? And how did they know that 33 years later he would endure incredible suffering and death? And so the gifts they brought were rather wise. They knew who this baby was before they even got to him. The true wise ones and spiritual masters of the world are ones who seek Jesus with an open and willing heart and a curious and receptive mind. Wisdom comes through our connection with our intuitive heart and our higher, wiser mind. And wisdom listens without the need to persuade or prove. Wise men and women don't just follow a star and their heart, they act as a star. And I'd like you to imagine the word star written up and down. The acronym I have for STAR is surrender, trust, allow, receive. They were following the star, they were being a star, they were trusting, they were surrendering, and they were allowing in order to receive an incredible gift. Wise men and women are always a student, a disciple to life and the spiritual realms. Jesus, otherwise known as Yeshua, was a student of truth, while being a messenger and a giver of love, light, and that higher truth. Even as a young boy, many people knew that Yeshua was a gifted teacher and prophet. And they sought his wisdom, and he sought the wisdom of others. He was very humble with his knowing and offering his teachings. And many of the spiritual masters of today, and I'm going to name a few, the Tibetan Buddhist, His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, often speaks of compassion and love. And he says, those that harm you are your teacher and your opportunity to offer compassion and love. And he makes reference to Jesus when he says, love thy enemy. Deepak Chopra, who was born in India and now is an American alternative physician, an author and metaphysical teacher, for years has been exploring what's been known as the lost years of Jesus. There are 18 years of his life that are not included in the New Testament. Ever wonder why? In those 18 years, Jesus was learning to be the Christ. He was in different parts of the world, being both the student and the teacher, in order to complete his final 3 years of ministry. But he had to endure things for those 18 years. And they didn't want people to know about those 18 years. So we go from the birth of Jesus to approximately age 12. He preaches in the temple, and then he tells his mother, I have to leave. And he's gone for 18 years. And we don't hear about him again until age 30. And he begins his 3 years of ministry as the Christ. The Buddhist monk, the Vietnam monk, That Hat Nan, wrote a book a number of years ago entitled The Living Buddha, Living Christ. And he makes reference to the many similarities to Buddha and Jesus. And he writes about the Eucharist, the Holy Communion that's typical of the Catholic religion. And he starts with these words from Jesus. And imagine the bread and the wine. Take, my friends, this is my flesh, This is my blood. Can there be any more drastic language in order to wake you up? What could Jesus have said that is better than that? This piece of bread is the body of the whole cosmos. It's the Christ. If Christ is the body of God, which he is, then the bread he offers is also the body of the cosmos. Look deeply and you notice the sunshine in the bread, the sky in the bread, the clouds and the rain in the bread, and the great earth in the bread. Can you tell me what is not in a piece of bread? The whole cosmos has come together in order to bring you this piece of bread. You eat it in such a way that you come alive, truly alive. The same is with the wine, the blood. The blood is the life of the cosmos, the life force of Jesus. The wine comes from the grape, and the grape comes from the sunshine, the blue sky, and the grape comes from the clouds and the rain, and the earth mother. The whole cosmos has come together to offer you these grapes as wine, as the blood of the cosmos, the blood of the living Christ. Drink in a way that you live the Christ consciousness and the Buddha way. And lastly, Richard Rohr, who was a former Catholic priest, who was denounced by the Pope a number of years ago for his radicalism. He wrote a book a number of years ago entitled From Wild Man to Wise Man. And it's the story of John the Baptist and Jesus, and that they were both very wild boys and wild men. They shook it up, but they were very wise men, each in their own ways. And one, John the Baptist, was leading the way for Jesus to really shake it up. Jesus was offering a higher dimension of love, fellowship, sharing, and giving. It is my understanding when he broke the bread and fed the 5,000, his true intent of all that was for people to learn sharing, to share. He lived from his heart center, not so much from his logic or ego mind. And he lived the true meaning and intent of Christmas, which is love, fellowship, and the giving and the sharing from the heart. Simple abundance. Not running around with our heads cut off, trying to find the perfect gift, having the perfect decorations or the perfect meal. And in many ways, his laws, his universal laws, his divine laws, were what we would call today metaphysical laws. And many of those principles and laws are totally contrary to how man thinks and operates. He was a servant leader. He was there for and with others much more than he was for himself. He desires power with us, not power over us. Power with us, not power over. He gave the ultimate gift of his life so that we would understand that in our defenselessness, our safety lies. He didn't defend himself when pronounced guilty. He displayed the human struggle, betrayal, abandonment, and injustice. And in the heat of it all, when he's nailed to a tree, and in his humanness, treated totally unfairly and misunderstood, he says, "Why have you forsaken me?" That makes a lot of sense in our humanness. Yet in the next breath, he taught and displayed compassion and forgiveness because he understood that we didn't understand. We had no clue what he was really about and what he was offering to humanity. And so he says, "Forgive them, for they not know what they do." And lastly, he taught and displayed the power of acceptance and surrender and the art of letting go when he says, "Father, I surrender my spirit to you." He was fearless in his teachings and willing to break the Sabbath in order to do good and to heal others. Knowing that many of his actions during his 3 years of ministry would be his path to being pronounced guilty and put to death. And in his death, he was teaching us that death, as we know it, does not exist. It's an illusion that we make very real. He was very human in his divinity. He laughed, he wept, he got angry, he was sad. I suspect at times he might have even been a little scared. Yet he never wavered from following his mission, living from his heart, and teaching how to live and be in this world, yet remembering we are not of this world. He was one of the wisest teachers on earth, and he had the amazing ability to surrender, to trust, and to allow life to unfold. He didn't need any fanfare or praise. His timeless message is as important today as it was over 2,000 years ago. The difference between what is true and what is the truth. What is true will not pass the test of time. It's temporary. In our personal lives and throughout human existence, many things we have made true, we later realize were not the truth. Just last week, my older brother devastated me when he told me there is no such thing as Santa Claus. That hurt. He shattered my truth. What I thought was true. I don't know how I'm going to get through these next 2 weeks. The truth is eternal. It's timeless, thus it never changes. So what you've made true will not pass the test of time. What is the truth is eternal. Yeshua encouraged us to love our heavenly Creator, accept and love ourselves, so that we may love and accept our neighbors. Yes, the men and women who seek Him today are truly wise, for His teachings and truth are eternal and as important today as when He offered them when He was here in flesh on the earth. The energies and the teachings of Christ are the truth, the light, and the way. To align with His energy allows you to be and live in that truth, that light, and that way. Blessings to all of you this Christmas season. And may the energy of the Christ Spirit be with you this day and all days. Thank you. If you would close your eyes. I'm going to just guide you into your heart. Into the Christ part of your heart. But first, just be aware of your breath. And just find that natural rhythm of the in and the out. The breathing in and the letting go as you breathe out. Allowing your mind to go quiet and still and just be with the breath. And I'd like you to gently now just take your focus and your awareness and go into your heart. Just notice, bring your awareness to your heart. And just honor the miracle of your heart. That it's always pumping, always sending that life force energy throughout your body. And just give gratitude for the wonders and the miracle of your heart. And I'd like you gently to go to the bottom right-hand side of your heart. Just take your focus down to the bottom right-hand area of your heart. And just breathe into that spot. And using your imagination now, I'd like you to take your focus and your attention, and from that spot you are at the bottom right-hand side of your heart, just go to the back side of that spot in your heart. Just go to the back side of it. The heart itself is very sacred. It's the most powerful organ in our body. It's 5,000 times more powerful than the human mind. It is my understanding that this spot in the backside of your heart is truly where the sacred part of your heart is. So I'd like you to just plant yourself in this spot. And just breathe. And just listen for that wisdom of the heart. Don't be afraid of it. You're not doing it wrong. Just allow yourself to be in that sacred spot of your heart. For this is the spot that God holds for you. This is where you and God are one. This is where the Christ light dwells within your body. Just notice. Just be receptive. Be open. To what's there. Notice the peace, the contentment, the stillness, and the answers that lie in this sacred spot. And I'm going to repeat some affirmations that I'd like you to just silently repeat to yourself within the sacredness of your heart. I am love. I am a child of God. I am perfection because I come from perfection. I am worthy. I am whole. I am. And just embrace your divinity right now. The allness of you, that you come from the stars. You are the stars, and they are you. There is no separation in the universe. Only oneness with the Holy One. Just be with that source of it all right now. Be with the God within you, the Christ within you. And honor the gift you give to yourself this day of an open and loving and innocent heart. Take a deep breath. Know that you can come to this spot in your heart whenever you would like. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes.